Right now, invisible signals are flying through the air all around you. Beyond the spectrum of light, beyond the spectrum of light your eyes can see, massive radio waves as wide as houses carry information between computers, GPS systems, and cell phones, and more. In fact, the signal your phone's broadcast is so strong, your eyes could see radio waves. Your phone would be visible from Jupiter. At least your special eyes would be able to see this in the sky wasn't flooded with interference from routers, satellites, and of course, at least your special eyes would be able to see this if the sky wasn't flooded with interference from routers, satellites, and of course, people flying who haven't put their phones on the airplane mode. This setting isn't protect. You see, this setting isn't protecting your flight. It's protecting everyone else in your flight path. Cell phones connect to networks by emitting information in the form of electromagnetic waves, specifically radio waves, which occupy this band of electromagnetic spectrum. These radio waves come in a range of wavelengths, and let's imagine your special eyes use and let's imagine your special eyes see the various wavelengths as different colors. When you make a call, your phone generates a radio wave signal, which is thrown to the nearest cell tower. If you're far from service, your phone will expand more battery power to send a higher amplitude signal in an effort to make a connection. Once connected, this signal is relayed between cell towers all the way to your call's recipients. Since your code isn't the only signal out here, cell towers manage the code to assign each phone's. Since your code isn't the only signal out here, cell towers managing the codes assign each phone involved their wavelengths. Cell towers managing the codes assign each phone involved their own wavelengths. This specific colors ensure you are not picking up other people's codes. It's even slightly different from wavelengths your phone is receiving information on, so as not to interfere with the fact, so as not to interfere with the incoming signal. But there are only so many colors to choose from, and since the advent of Wi-Fi, the demand for ownership of these wavelengths has increasingly And since the advent of Wi-Fi, the demand for ownership of these wavelengths has increased dramatically. With all these signals in the air, a limited number of colors to assign, avoiding interference is increasingly difficult, especially when cell towers receiving too many signals at once, such as during regional emergencies when everyone's trying to use the phone. But other sources of interference are more preventable, like phones searching for signals from thousands of meters in the sky. Phones on planes are very far from cell tower, so they work overtime to send the loudest signals they can in search of service. But since planes travel so quickly, but since planes travel so quickly, but since planes travel so quickly, the phones might find themselves much closer to cell tower than expected, blasting it with a massive signal that drowns out those on the ground. When you fly, when you fly without using airplane mode, you're essentially acting as a military radio jammer, sending out giant radio waves that interfere with nearby signals, each on even on the ground, almost all the extra even on the even on the ground, almost all our electronics emit rogue radio waves, slowing down our internet and making a call choppy. This leads consumers to pay for more bandwidth, pushing service providers to take over more pushing pushing service providers to take over more of the radio spectrum and eventually sending more satellite and eventually send more satellites into the sky, creating a vicious cycle that could eventually blot out stars. Though even without these satellites, this system is threatening our relationship with the cosmos. Radio telescopes used for astronomy run on specific band of wavelengths to see the deep into space. However, however, while this range, while this range is so However, while this range is supposedly protected, the cutoffs aren't imposed. For example, the Very Large Array can see signals throughout our solar system from 1 to 50 gigahertz, but if trying looking for signals below 5 gigahertz, in search could be drowned out by the sea on phone on 5G networks. A search is Its search could be drowned out by a sea of phones on 5G networks. Today, nowhere on Earth is truly radio quiet. Satellites raise signals around the globe have blanketed the planet in radio waves, but there are few places with less clouded sky where radio telescopes can look deep into space. Here, we can see the black hole at the center of Milky Way. And here, we can see the black hole at the center of Milky Way and cover the secret of galaxies up to 96 billion light years away. Well, so long as we are not blinded by phones sending signals from first class.